Hello, fellow duelists. This is Shadow of the Moon, and today I've actually got a surprise updated deck profile of my Blackwing deck for November of 2022. Originally, I wasn't going to post this up until next month because I was going to actually use this deck profile right after I did my booster box opening, but I went ahead and bought all the singles to be able to actually finish it. I have been vigorously, and consistently deck testing this, combos, finding out the strategies and how the deck works. This deck has changed quite a bit. For first off, you are still going to be going into Kali Yuga, but it's going to be going a different route, and you're going to be focusing more on synchro summoning as opposed to just using a lot of your level 4 Exceed monsters and then all your level 4 Blackwings. But the strategy deck is going to be a little bit different. It's a little bit more complicated than straightforward than the original build, but I think that you're really going to like it. And I just want to give a shout out to Silent Blackwing and Connaught Gaming for actually helping me with a lot of their tutorials. If you have not watched their videos, they are Blackwing expert players, and they have a lot of knowledge on the game and on how the decks work and everything, and really come out with some really great combos and a really way to be able to help us Blackwing players. With that being said, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. 270 now I'm on, and I plan on doing something big if I ever do get to 300, but I'm just very humbled. That is awesome. Thank you so much for watching my video on my channel, always commenting, and just, showing love for the videos that I make and everything, because I do this for fun. I don't do this to make money or anything. I just do this because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! And I love being able to show off different deck profiles and stuff that you would be able to learn as well, if you're playing those kinds of decks. With that being said, this deck does not have the Byssted package in it. I am going to be incorporating that probably next month or, in the upcoming month, depending on the format is. This is more of a, this is still competitive, it just doesn't have Byssted, and I still think it works quite a bit, so please do not downvote the video just because I'm not using the Byssted package. I do plan on implementing that later on, but right now I just wanted to get the video out to actually show you the fully upgraded Blackwing deck profile. Also, you're going to be noticing Assault Blackwing Dragon is not in here. I'm actually going to wait until I pull him so I can put him in the deck. So the card that's blank, that's going to be behind this guy right here, this is supposed to be Assault Blackwing. So, yeah. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get straight on to the deck profile. Okay, so first off, for Simoon, I ended up actually double sleeving these finally because they deserve it, since they are, like, pretty much everything in this deck is hollow now except for a few cards. Simoon is still the big boy, the best card in the deck to be able to special summon. What you're going to do is you're going to be revealing a Blackwing, you're going to be revealing Simoon, you're going to be banishing a Blackwing, and then you're going to be placing Black Whirlwind in your spell and trap zone. But what makes this unique is instead of using Oster, you're going to be using Sudri. Because Sudri, when it becomes normal summoned, it lets you actually add a card that mentions Blackwing Dragon from your deck to your hand, meaning it actually can add more consistency to the deck, and all in all can actually give you another monster. So you'll get this. Black Whirlwind will then, from Sutri, will get the effect, and then Sutri will be able to add a card from your deck to your hand. So, very important in this deck. And then Shamal, 3 copies of Shamal. You can, I've seen videos of some people run 1. I honestly don't know why anybody would want to run 1. So Shamal, basically how it works is, you can discard this card to play Black Whirlwind, or play Black Feather Whirlwind, which is the new Blackwing card, spell card. And how it works is, you can banish Chinook to be, or Shamal, you can banish Shamal to be able to add a Blackwing monster back from your graveyard back to your hand. So normally what you're going to want to do is you're going to either want to have Chinook, or you're going to want to have Hamart in the Dust back to your hand for that consistency, because then you can special summon Hamart in the Dust and go into your synchro plays. I am going to be showing a tutorial also in the next week or so, just, showcasing the deck and showing some of the combos so you can understand it a little bit better. And finally, the MVP, Sudri, the, if I can ever say the name, the Phantom Glimmering. Okay, so Sudri is an amazing card because not only does it have somewhat of the same effect with all Steam, Steam the Cloak, which is now unbanned, it's limited to 1 now, and it makes it to where not only can you tribute a monster to get a token, but also the main effect is, when this card is almost special summoned, you can add a card that mentions Blackwing Dragon from your deck to your hand. So you can add anything with that mentions Blackwing Dragon. You can add Vada, you can add Shamal, you can add Twin Shadow, which is in this deck. It's a great tech card. I would highly recommend playing it. Anything that mentions it, and is just a great extender for this deck because it allows you to go more deeper into your plays, and also actually acts as kind of like a bridge to be able to actually out Nibiru, which I will be showing in the video in the upcoming weeks or so to be able to how to do that. And then 2 copies of Zephyros the Elite. I knocked it down to 2. Some players only play 1, but the thing is, I'm playing 2 for one reason. In the event, Zephyros the Elite is a imperative card in this deck. It is an imperative, it is a necessary card to be able to have this deck, because you want to be able to have this sent to the graveyard so you can bounce back Black Feather Whirlwind to special summon it to act as that level 4 bridge. And in the event you end up only getting one in your opening hand, it can be a very bad brick and a bad hand. So I have two, because it is better to be safe to be sorry, and being able to actually continue that play, because this is very, very important to be able to add these guys in the deck. If you want to be able to add one, that's completely up to you. But for now, I like running two because, believe it or not, it does work quite well. And then with Gale, I've got one Gale. If you want to bump this up to one and change out Zephyros for 2 or even 3, you can. Gale is like Bora. It is not a once per turn. If you control a Blackwing monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. It is a great extender, and is not once per turn, like I said. So if it gets sent back to the hand, or if it's sent back to the hand in any way, you can do it again. And it cuts a monster's attack and defense in half. And it just acts as like another Roshi, because those two are a very good way to be able to actually special summon and have more monsters on the field. And then Steam the Cloak, the newest member to the addition to the Blackwing family that has finally been unbanned. This guy is amazing for the point that you tribute a monster to special summon this card from the graveyard, and then when he is sent from the field to the graveyard, you actually leave a Steam token behind. Now, what makes that important is you're going to be using that Steam token with Boreas the Wicked Wind, and in the event, you're going to be using that as your level 7 synchro on top of your Obsidian Tamerhawk Joe to go into Arsenal Falcon, which will then go into Kali Yuga. And then we have 3 copies of Vada. This guy is amazing. Vada, especially when you can special summon this card if you control a Blackwing monster. You tribute this card and send 2 other Blackwing monsters from your deck to the graveyard. That would equal Blackwing Dragon, such as Zephyros the Elite or Hamartin the Dust or Chinook. And then you can special summon Blackwing Dragon directly from the deck. So what makes this important is this is going to count towards Assault Blackwing Dragon, because you do need to banish a Blackwing plus Blackwing Dragon to be able to use that. Also, this can be used as a material for Red Eyes Dragoon, because Red Eyes Dragoon, you can just use the Mud Dragon Synchro Monster and this to go into Dragoon, and that can actually stop Nibiru. This guy is amazing. Also, I love the artwork because it's a delinquent bird. I mean, how hilarious is that? I just love it to death. It's so funny. All right, and then we have Hamartin the Dust. Hamartin the Dust is a great extender for this deck because it can copy a level of face-up monster in the field, so it adds it to its own. So if it has a level 2 on the field, it can become a level 4. And this is very important because you can use this as a level 4 and then a level 2 tuner to go into your level 6 synchro, and also used as like a bridge to go into a lot of your further plays. The only one Chinook in the deck, because you only need really one in the deck in my opinion. Chinook is great because it is like a hand trap. It shuts off a monster's effect and makes them lose 700 attack points if you have a Blackwing monster. So it's a great little tech card in the deck in my opinion. One Orochi the Skull because it is extender, just like Gale obviously. And then that's it for the Blackwings. You can see I play about 20 or so. Then we're going to be going on to the other cards. Raider's Wing. This is the extender for the Rusty Bardiche to go into Arsenal Falcon. You've got Radion. Radion is great not only as a kaiju, but also because it's an extender for Small World. It helps you go from this, sending this to banishing this face down using Small World to adding a Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand. Hopefully you're wanting to use Simoon, because Simoon is the main card in the deck. And then for the traps, hand traps, we've got 3 Psyframe. Great tech card. This is an amazing card. Obviously, you're going to use this. It negates a monster's effect if you control no card, so it's a better card if you were going second. And then obviously the Psyframe that goes with it. This card can be a major brick. And then the next card is optional choice. I'm running 3 Ash for the first time. Yes, I am actually running Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I never thought I would be running this thing. And why is the camera fuzzy? There we go. I do not know why I'm running, why I never thought I'd ever have Ash, because I'm glad that with the structure deck actually made it a lot more affordable. But if you want to play Infinite Imperm, that's another option. If you want to play Effect Failure, that's another option. Ash is great because it also stops your opponent from doing anything crazy. And that's it for the monsters. Now let's move on to the spells. So obviously 2 Black Whirlwinds and a Black Feather Whirlwind. If you want 3 Black Whirlwinds and then add another one, you can. This to me is the perfect amount because you're only going to want 2. This is a very card, can be easily searched with Simoon, and you have Small World to be able to help you search for Black Whirlwind as well. Also Chinook, you've got 3 I have 3 Shamals, in the deck. I keep calling him Chinook for some reason. 3 Shamals in the deck to be able to actually search for this out. And this card is very important too because it is a not once per turn. When it gets bounced back and played again, if you special summon a Synchro monster, a dark, Synchro monster or whatever, a Blackwing, you can actually special summon a monster from your graveyard. And it's actually very, very, very helpful and important in the deck because that's what mainly you're going to be needing. And then 3 copies of Small World. This is going to be your bridge to getting Simoon and all the other ones. Obviously, if you don't know how Small World works, is you veal a card, in your hand, and then you banish a card face down from your deck that has either the same level, attribute type, or whatever attack and defense of the monster that you revealed, and then you add from your deck to your hand a monster that was banished that has the same attack. So obviously attack, defense, attribute, or whatever. So obviously it's going to count as towards you're going to be banished in Steel, you'll banish Gale, and then you banish Radiant face down, and then from there you can add Side Moon from your deck to your hand to go into Black Whirlwind. And then 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. This is the poor man's Pot of Prosperity. If you can't afford Pot of Prosperity like I can, this is a great card. Also, Wing Requital is also a really good card to be able to add to this deck. But as you can see, nothing has changed. And then 1 Phantom Rank Up Phantom Knights Magic Launch. This is mainly in here for the Kali Yuga. And then we have 1 Call by the Grave because it kind of stops your opponent from doing anything too crazy. And then lastly, the new added Blackwing Twin Shadow. Okay, Twin Shadow is a great trap card. I only have 1 because you only need 1 in the deck because it can be searched out with Sutries. So basically, if you control 2 Blackwings, you can activate this card out from your hand, so it counts as like a hand trap. You can activate it immediately, and you can banish back Zephyros or banish back 2 monsters, a tuner and a non-tuner, to special summon a Blackwing monster that has the same level as the ones that you sent back to the deck. So if you send back Zephyros the Elite and Vada, you can special summon Warriors. Or if you send back like Gale and Zephyros or something, you can special summon a level 7. This is a great way to be able to get another body on the board, another Blackwing buddy on the board to be able to actually go into your combos. So that's going to be it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. So first, 1 copy of Blackwing Dragon, and obviously, like I said, this is going to be Blackwing Assault Dragon. I do plan on getting this. I just wanted to try to get one and open it up in the box, because to me it'd be much more cool to be able to actually open up kind of like the boss monster. And Blackwing Dragon is in here because this is a bridge to be able to go into Assault Dragon, but also every single time you would lose life points, like say on your turn or whatever, by using Zephyros the Elite, or you would burn damage, you can actually decrease its level by 700 points instead of taking the burn damage, which really does help. And this card is easy to get out because if you just banish 2 Blackwing monsters from your graveyard or the field, and you can special summon this card, and this does 700 damage every single time an opponent activates a card effect, or monster effect or whatever, and it actually really does help you. It's 3200 attack, but I would advise you only play this maybe on your opponent or on your turn, the second turn that you have, like on your 3rd turn, because you want to be able to, if it gets negated, you're not really going to be getting it. And then with Kali Yuga's effect is going to be end up wiping Black Whirlwind or wiping Black Feather Whirlwind, so you're not really going to be getting those back. But you can if you want. I would just not recommend using that yet, but it is just a great card. And then obviously, Blackwing Farmer Master actually has more potent potential in this deck now because it's easier to bring out, and honestly has a lot more damage, and kind of acts as like the Ultimate Falcon, because Ultimate Falcon is not in this deck. There's really no way to get Ultimate Falcon out in an easy way, because you have to have Phantom Knights rank up force, and you have to be able to blow up Arsenal Falcon with Rusty's effect. If you wanted to use like Red Eyes Darkness, the Dragon Steel or whatever, you could use that. That does work, but mainly I'm just going to be using this guy because it has a great effect on top of that. And then you have Blackwing Armor Master. I'm never going to take this guy to the deck. I told you, same thing with Obsidian Tamerhawk Joe, but Obsidian Tamerhawk Joe actually has a new additional effect because he can bring back Boreas, the Wicked Wind, and being able to go into another level 7 to be able to go into Arsenal Falcon. And this guy, obviously, this is my favorite card of all time. I can never take this guy out no matter what. And then we have Raikiri, the Rain Shower, to blow up your opponent's cards on the field depending on number of Blackwing. Nothing Starlight, which is an amazing card. MVP, one of the MVPs in this deck, because it allows you an additional normal summoner set, which you can keep going using this to go into like a full field of Blackwing Full Armor Master, Arsenal Falcon, Rusty Bardiche, Red Eyes Dragoon, and Borreload Savage Dragon. So, and then you have Boreas, the Evil Wicked Wind. If you wanted to, you could put 2 in the deck. You only really need 1 because of the effect. So how it works is, if this card is synchro summoned, you can actually send a Blackwing monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you're going to be sending Steam the Cloak, because Steam the Cloak is going to trigger its effect to tribute your Blackwing Dragon or whatever monster to be able to special summon itself and then go into that play. So that way, that's the important part, is to be able to have Steam in the graveyard for that exact reason. And then we have Borreload Savage Dragon. If you cannot afford this, Draco Berserker the Tenyai is a very good optional card, such as also Red Eyes Dark Dragoon actually was reprinted recently, so that makes a great tech card. But all in all, this is all going to be obviously your Omni Negate. And then lastly, for your Synchro, you've got Muddy Mud Dragon and your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Okay, so these guys come in tandem, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be special summoning Muddy Mud Dragon. If you have Blackwing Dragon on the field, you can send these 2 to the graveyard, and this automatically plays your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which basically becomes your Omni Negate to kind of help you stop Nibiru in case they have it, because Nibiru is still a pain in this format. So you need a way to be able to stop it. Also, another way is to be able to play around it, because since this deck swarms so much, it swarms an insane, crazy amount that you can just play through Nibiru just by doing that. And then you have obviously Caliuga and Arsenal Falcon. These are your two big plays. You're going to rank up into Caliuga, and then Caliuga kind of negates and shuts off everything that gets played from your opponent's turn. It makes it very difficult for them to play and basically becomes good game for them. And then you've got Rusty Bardiche and Wystrix. So this is going to be obviously for the effect to send Raider's Wing, and this is going to send a special summon to level 4 from your Blackwing from your deck. All right, so that's going to be it for this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. I am so glad to finally be having and showcasing this stock off. This deck is amazing. I love it to pieces, and just has so much potential. And with the new stuff coming out, is going to make it even better, in my opinion. And I'm really happy to be able to see Blackwings being played more by a lot of players. I'm noticing that when I'm playing on, especially on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro and everything, Go Pro, Edo Pro, a lot of people are actually playing Blackwings, and it makes me really happy because it actually shows how good they can be, and just shows you how fun they are. And the deck really does work well. It is complicated, I will admit that. It is very strategic and can be complicated to get at first, because honestly, there's a lot more strategy. It's no longer straightforward going into your rank 4s and using the rank 4s to go into like Vorstrix and then Arsenal Falcon and then whatever, and then going into Caliuga using with and having Ultimate Falcon on the field. It's a little bit more strategic, but it works more with synchros, which was something that I was very happy about, because I actually wanted more synchros in the deck. Before, when you had it, you only had like 3 synchros if that, and half the time some people would only put like 1 synchro on the deck. They would have like full Armor Master. But all right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Sorry it was so long. I just thought I would get this out to let you guys watch it. I hope you guys had a happy and safe Halloween, and enjoy the rest of my videos that I'm going to be posting up for this month, and as well as next month. So thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys next time. Later.